grip, you can definitely start with that.
If you have better shoulder mobility, you can kind of work on narrowing those hands, kind of work on that control.
But ultimately, the goal here is making sure that we're sitting back our hips, pushing back our hips, and staying in our heels. Okay? We always want to face the rig anytime that we're working with overhead squat. All right? But we want to give ourselves ample space off that rig so that if we do have to bail to put that weight down, we're not going to put it right into the rig, right? So, starting our first position, we want to make sure that we get our hands set up. I like to look at the same position where I'd start with a snatch grip. Okay, the same place that you'd go to pick up that bar with a snatch grip, you're going to set up with your hand position here. Okay, we're going to set up, take that big step off that rig. We're going to set our feet up underneath our shoulders, toes slightly pointed out, and we're going to back jerk that bar off our shoulders. Okay, we're going to dip and drive that bar overhead. Okay, at that point, we'll create that shelf and externally rotate those shoulders into position. We're going to push the hips back and drop down into that position. Let that torso come a little bit forward. As we drop, we're pushing those knees out, looking in a neutral position, straight ahead. Okay, some people like to look up at that red line straight ahead of you. I like to kind of stack my spine and keep it into position. All right, as we drive out, we're going to focus on pushing those knees out and standing right up. Okay, focusing one more time to go back down, pushing the hips back, and allowing those elbows to turn and show those armpits across. Relax that back, accept that weight back here. What we don't want to do is roll those shoulders forward. So we're thinking armpits out, right? Showing those armpits, rolling those elbows forward. We want to point those elbows towards the ground. We're going to go back, dropping down into position, pushing out of the legs. Okay? To accept the weight back and re-rack the weight, we want to dip with the bar. So we're going to drop and dip and catch with that bar. Okay, racking back in. Looks like we're going with 2 sets of 5 at 50% of your 1 rep max, 2 sets of